Hello summoners, welcome back to the channel, and in this Alliance War video we're going up against FNG, which I think is usually a platinum 1 level alliance, so it's going to be a pretty close war, and we're going to take part 7. Our team is looking a little different. We are taking in Simba Supreme for an Annihilus fight later on. Shouldn't have brought him. I am pulling Doom out from defense for next war. We're going to talk about that later. We are also bringing Warlock for the first time ever in Alliance War. He's making his debut, and what a debut it was. So we just have 4 fights in this Alliance War. Nothing too crazy, but all those 4 fights are pretty difficult in my opinion. First one, not that much. It's just an ebb&flow. It's just a 6-star rank 1. Not that annoying. He does miss the entire SP1 there, but you're going to see we benefit from the attacker tactic here of stubborn. We get a lot of perfect block chance as well, and there was just no point in this fight where I was afraid of dying to this ebb&flow or even losing my first phase. And we are getting falter, and which is healing us for 105 per tick, and we end up at 100% full health. So that went really well in my books. Perfect fight, and we are going to move on to section 2, where we will take 3 fights in one go, which that's pretty much it for me in this war. And first one being this thing. This is a 565 thing, sig 200 on an encroaching stun. I'm going to take in Nick Fury, because Nick Fury in general is a pretty good counter to thing, and is a pretty good counter to encroaching stun as well. I've taken this fight a lot of times in the past. If you scroll back on the channel, even in previous seasons, without stubborn, I've taken this fight on, I think I'm gonna say part 3, part 2. Some of the left path had encroaching stun, and thing used to be placed there all the time. But strategy here is to do as much damage as possible in the first phase, because you end up doing more damage in the first phase because of the protection. You always get protection up on when you have the Fury, and you're going to see I used SP1 when he had stubborn, and that was not that was intentional, because the encroaching stun timer was going down. There is just a lot to keep an eye out for in this fight. You need to see his power meter, his rock stacks, encroaching stun timer, your power meter, and stubborn as well. So it can get really annoying at times. Here I was having some trouble beating his SP2. He did use it, and I was up against a corner. I'm blocking the second part so that I don't have stubborn on me. Also, I have gotten clipped by the last part of his SP2 in the past, which wouldn't have been such a terrible thing, because eventually we are going to go down to our second phase pretty quickly here, get clipped. This SP2 was unblockable. I was able to evade it up against a wall. I am at SP3. Encroaching stun will stun me. I wish he would have used his SP2 there, then it would have been a really easy fight. He did go for the SP3, which is fine, but this means that we will start in the corner against our corner, which is annoying against thing in general. Plus he will have the unblockable and the unstoppable. Luckily we were also at our SP3. We used that, and it will end up doing a lot of damage, because he doesn't have his protection shield on. We have Fury and stuff like that, so it takes him down to 45%. And we were managed to finish the phase where he's unblockable, unstoppable. Now we don't have to worry about encroaching stun, which makes this fight a lot more easier. But stubborn is still there, and we're going to use I think SP2 right about now. I guess we're not. So you're going to see now the protection is up. So we evaded the heavy attack and used the SP3 at the same time, and he has the indestructible stubborn on him, so the SP3 won't do any damage. And because he is a sig 200, I'm not doing any real damage. 705. This is a damage from a 565 character who hits really hard. 497 on the light crit. this was pretty annoying, and I got clipped at the end there and ended up dying. So not like I have soloed this fight before, and I was pretty disappointed that I couldn't do it again. I'm going with Warlock again, debut for Warlock, and it's a pretty good debut. He didn't die in this war, which is kind of a spoiler, but still. A strategy here was nothing that basically all we have to worry about is encroaching stun. We can control his rock stacks a little bit with the heavy attack. We go for the SP2 and that finishes off the fight. So pretty easy. Ended up I think at full health. I'm not sure. I might have taken some block damage, but we're going to move over to this. I'm not sure. Every single alliance where I'm doing the volume bar, it shows up, but we popped an invul boost, and we should have popped a mystic boost as well. I did plan on doing that, but I completely forgot. Not for this fight, for the next fight. This fight, it's first time I'm fighting Domino here. It's usually Hyperion, which is much easier to deal with. There's a lot of power gain on this fight, especially like if you're far from the opponent, then she will gain a lot of power and stuff. We pushed her to the SP3, which is fine because we have the invul boost on. We kind of did it intentionally. I'm not sure what I would have done if I didn't have the boost on, but anyways, we're going to tank SP3 pretty safe because we can do that twice. And we go for the SP2. It connects, we have 2 infections on, which reduces her defensive ability accuracy, I think. So it does a pretty decent damage. The armor bricks gives us a pretty big damage boost. We are a tech character, so we can't get unlucky, which means we can she can never crit fail dexterity, I think. So that works really well. And we're just going to go use this SP2 in a second. We have 2 infections on. We go for the SP2, it connects, and game over. Warlock's SP2 is just so satisfying to fire off, and I'm having a lot of fun with my 565 Warlock. Now this is a terrible fight. If you've seen my last war video, I have problem against this node in general. So I did a lot of duels. I'm really bad at playing with Symbiote Supreme, I should say that before anything. So strategy here was to push him to the SP3. He didn't go for it. He used the SP2. A lot of block damage, and he pushed him back to the SP2. I pushed him to the SP3, which is what I wanted to do earlier as well. I have an invul boost. I can take 3 of them. And by the time I take 2 of them, then I should be at my SP3, which basically will finish the fight. Like after the SP3 is pretty easy. I was able to parry in the start because he didn't have his rod on. Now he does, the metallic rod or whatever that is called. And we're not getting that lucky with staggers as well, now that I look at it. So I got hit by a heavy attack, and this is where I messed everything up. After this point, there was no going back. This was a guaranteed death after using that SP2 here. I will take no damage from this SP3, but now my plan is completely gone. I'm not sure what I should do at this point. I block because that's all I could do. Get hit. He's back to the SP3. Use my SP3. He parries it. He's a really good player. But anyways, gets hit by the SP3 again. I was hoping that maybe if I was in my armor up phase, then I might have been able to survive this. I'm not really sure how Symbiote Supreme works, which is weird because I've made a really detailed guide on him, and I know how he works, but I haven't played him that much, so I don't have much experience with him. And I'm going in this fight again with Warlock, and as I said before, I did not die because somehow, let's see. So strategy here was to get an infection on him. We got cleared by SP1. Not the biggest deal. We didn't take that much damage. So I'm not sure why this wasn't working. Why is he immune to my power drain stuff? Because otherwise the SP1 I think should do a power drain, if I'm not wrong. Again, I recently got Warlock and ranked him up. If you know why that wasn't working, maybe it's just his ability, I'm not sure. I took SP3 there. I thought that was game over, but it wasn't for some reason. And maybe he has a really solid armor up. but I was able to survive that, did some blocked hits into his block, and he goes down. So that's my contributions to the war. Really bad performance from my part. I'm pulling Doom back from defense. We did end up winning this war. It was really close, 20 points. We won that and they actually had higher attack bonus, but we had higher diversity. A shout out to all the MVPs, and let's see how we did. Again, we didn't have that many fights. We were number 12 in the lands. One defender kill, that was the Doom that I'm pulling off from defense, but hopefully I will play better with him and get some perfect, like, no, I won't die in a war, hopefully. So we're number 4 in Platinum 1, just above 4 Loki, which is really cool. So that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Subscribe to the channel for more content and stay safe. Bye bye.